You're watching Alicyn's Wonderland, inside the world of animation and games.
How do you break down a role when you get an audition? What's your process for prepping for something?
I really like it when there's visuals. That's like so helpful. One thing that I don't do every time, but occasionally, is something that my voiceover coach, Tony Gonzalez, taught me, was like looking at this character and seeing their lines, like think of two different characters that you know of that are similar vein, similar vibe, whatever. And if you combine them, what do you get, sort of thing? Where's the like middle point, either voice or character-wise, with that? And that's an interesting little experiment to do. I don't do it that often, but it's fun.
That's fun. Yeah. That'd be good like improv exercise too. Like,
yeah.
If I was like, okay, Brizzy.
Brian Hull does that with like voice-wise with his Franken voices. Where people, he has like a hat or something bowl to pull out two different impressions and combine them into a Franken voice. Fun.
If I threw something out at you right now?
Oh God, okay, sure.
Okay, Pikachu meets, I'm trying to think of somebody really, Beetlejuice.
What? Oh no, okay. Pikachu meets Beetlejuice. I don't know. I can't do a Beetlejuice voice, but Pikachu! Oh, Pikachu, say my name 3 times.
That was great. I love that.
It's just a messy street Pikachu.
It sounded like a gremlin. Like it was like, oh yeah, you could put that in Gremlins.
Oh my God.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for gracing.
Wow, didn't expect that to happen today.
So what about when you're preparing for an impression? Like, do you have a process you do for that, or
just find the clip, play it, repeat, play it, repeat, play it, repeat.
And by repeat, you mean you repeat?
Yeah, I repeat it. And then just in editing, well, I play it and I try it like 3 times. And if I don't feel good about it, I do it again. And then in editing, I just listen like which one is closest. I just snack that. As far as like learning an impression to say other things than just repeating the line, because most of my videos are just repeating lines that they've said, the like easy version of an impression, obviously. Sometimes it's like viewers submit lines that they've made up or quotes from another character that they want a different character to say. And then I just try my best. I'll like say the line of the character to get into their voice, and then I'll try whatever the new line is. It depends like how much I've done the impression, if I could just jump into it, or if I really need the reference and like a reference line and stuff. There's some that are drilled into my head, like Dora the Explorer or something, but like some that I really have to listen to get back.
Do you ever use like Amazing Slow Downer?
What's that?
It's an app where you can take in a sample of music or like a vocal riff or an impression and you slow it down. I know that can be
help
a cool
sound-wise?
It can help if you're really trying to get a spot-on impression like over time, because you can kind of
it keeps the pitch the same.
Her pretty face. I was just trying to work on my Ursula, and I was like, oh, I'm going to slow this down.
Wow. But it like keeps the pitch natural and everything.
Keeps the pitch natural. Wow. But you can also adjust and change the pitch. And then you can speed it up. So it's really good for musicians. Like if you're trying to learn a riff or some little thing, you can play it over and over again, that section, that one little section, or the whole song.
I'm intrigued.
This part of the podcast brought to you by the Amazing Slow Downer. Just kidding.
I love how its title is just what a child would call it.
Everything should be called that. This is coffee pot, my teapot. Yeah. Is there anything that you didn't expect about the career of voice acting? I don't know. I did so much research. I was so from the moment I like discovered it was a possibility, basically. How old were you when you college?
Not till college. I like dove straight into like podcasts like Rob Paulson and everybody. So, and documentaries and everything. So, I don't know. I feel like I understood the normal circumstances of most of it. And it definitely takes long time depending on who, like it has taken me a lot longer than I would have hoped, obviously, to start booking roles that I'm super excited about or more consistently or whatnot. But that's just acting. And I feel like I knew that going in.
That's just the career of acting, that it just takes a while to build those relationships.
Yeah. So I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I would definitely say that everything is taking longer. I think that the type of careers that I looked up to when I was getting into the business, they're just few and far between at these days. It used to be like you could get to a certain level and you'd be, there wasn't that many voice actors. And there's just so many more these days. So, which means there's, actually a lot of opportunity, but just for more people. So maybe less utility players, and they're looking for more. Like an audition came in this week that was like, don't use any accents unless they're your natural accent.
Yeah.
So you're kind of seeing a trend where they don't even want you to put on like a little Southern unless you're for sure from the South.
And then that brings me to the question, like, does that mean, like, I'm from the South, but I've never had a Southern accent. So what does that mean?
Right.
Do I count?
I used to have a Boston accent.
Is it considered authentic or no?
It's such a gray area. To be honest, reading that took a lot of the fun out of it for me, because that character for me just had a bit of something in there. Not even like anything I could really place of where, but an affectation that. So it's like, are we just wanting all natural voices now? Part of why I got into voice acting was I like being utility player. I want to be the grandmother that comes along and says, "Oh, honey, would you like a refill on your tea?"
Sure.
Or, the little boy. It's like,
"Hey, get out of here! I'm gonna kick your butt!"
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's fun. And so when they like take that away, it takes away the fun.
Absolutely.
But I do. I think that a lot of that might be coming from wanting to make sure that anybody from any marginalized groups or specific regions, that we're not mocking or misrepresenting a location or culture. So that I understand, but yeah.
And to just give authenticity that comes through if they have access to it. Like, obviously better to have someone with a natural Southern accent than someone putting it on if you have access to those people.
Well,
it's going to turn out better.
Is it funny though?
Yeah.
Is it
Is it supposed to be funny?
Is it right? Is it supposed to be funny? Is it going to be funny? But for comedy's big characters, and big characters are funny when they're bringing unique perspectives and personalities. So
yeah, for sure.
It's interesting.
One thing that has surprised me about voiceover is I got into this purely with the goals of animation and have not really booked any animation. I've like really only been booking commercials and voice video games. And I did not expect to like doing video games as much as I have. And I'm like, okay, I actually could like just do video games and be fine. Like the stories have gotten so cool. And characters so interesting, and I love playing them so much that like I could get down with this sort of thing.
And there's so much opportunity too for like mocap and performance capture and stuff. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
But also, I think the reason why video games are more accessible to a lot of people is because they're just growing at such an exponential rate. Julia Scheffeling, in her book, I think it was like 85% from 2020 to like 2021.
What? What?
Crazy. And yeah, I'll have to go back and check the stat, but it just like...
Sales-wise or release-wise?
I gotta go check the stat.
Yeah.
But it's in her book. And I mean, that number stuck out. I was like, what? I think it was release-wise. I want to say release-wise, but I'll have to add a cliff note into this episode. I'll probably forget to add that cliff note so you guys can bug me. But, there's just so many more game auditions. And stuff comes through sometimes and it's like, it'll be written as a man, but they're reading men and women. And you don't realize like it's just a vertical slice of the game. And they're like casting both, or, they're casting both genders or maybe a non-binary gender as well in there. there's just so much content coming out.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, I don't think when I first got into this, like 10 years ago, I was not, I didn't realize how many possibilities there were in video games because I guess I had been playing so much Nintendo with like little to no voice acting.
It's for breakfast now. Nintendo, it's a cereal. Wow.
It's a cereal?
You have to be old to remember that. It was a cereal. Probably like you were like 3 years old when it came out. But it was a cereal in a black cereal box. If anybody remembers this, you got to leave a comment in the below. It was in a black cereal box.
Wow.
Oh my God, it was so cool. You could probably get some on eBay, but I wouldn't recommend eating it. I would recommend eating it. Nintendo cereal.
I'm sure the box is cool though.
That song is just stuck in my head for eternity. I'd be on my deathbed and I'm going to be like, do-do-do-do-do-do.
Wow. Forever associated with that.
Forever. Yeah, games are super fun. Yeah. How do you feel about, a lot of times when we're recording video games, we don't necessarily have someone reading with us. We'll just have an independent sort of Excel spreadsheet of lines. Chris Zimmerman, exception, she will often read you in if we have the lines. But how do you find working in that way? Do you find it challenging? Or?
Oh, it's fine. I mean, I like being able to do ABC.
Yeah.
That's fun, and I feel like I've given them enough options. I feel like if I'm just playing off someone, I'm like, have we done enough takes? Because but I am more in it if that's the case. So it's a double-edged sword. For God of War Ragnarok, there was one scene where I'm just a background NPC having a conversation that you can overhear. And I recorded the lines, and then they were like, oh, we do have the recording of the other actor if you want to hear. I'm like, heck yes.
Yeah.
And they played that, and I was like, oh, this changes everything. Her vibe is so different. We need to do this again. I need to be like so low key. This is much more hush hush. Like, okay. So like, it's so important. Yeah, it helps so much.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if people are playing. Are you often impressed with the performances in the games you play?
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. Yeah.
Yeah. There's some really great. Do you have any like favorite voice actors?
God, just all of them. Maybe like, they're all incredible. Like, Jennifer Hale, Laura Bailey, Grey DeLisle. Like everyone's amazing.
Do you watch a lot of cartoons?
Not as much as I should these days. It was the only thing I watched from like the ages of 0 to 12, and then it was like half of what I watched from like 12 to 18, and now just not enough. Yeah. I definitely need to like make more time to watch more modern animation, recent animation.
Or just hang out with kids.
Yeah.
They like to watch animation, so you'll always be forever.
Yeah, I'm not around kids much.
Yeah, I get to watch a lot of cartoons with my son, which is fun.
So that's my theory for why I'm booking video games instead of animation.
Playing a lot. Yeah, dude, invite me over. I'll be your girl or gamey buddy.
Thank you.
So I know you also do a lot with giving back to different charities, and I know you recently raised.
On and off.
Yeah, do you want to talk about some of the charities that are important to you?
Sure. I mean, gosh, I rotate around. Yeah. Most recent ones were Trans Lifeline and Transgender Law Center and the Trevor Project. Anything in the LGBTQ community, serving that community is a good time. It just makes sense. I feel like, especially the trans community is really vulnerable right now, especially legally speaking and with laws trying to be passed and stuff. So I feel like that's an area where I can do my best. Yeah.
And so how do you go about raising funds? The Trans Life, was it the first
Trans
one?
Lifeline,
Trans Lifeline, and you raised over $5,000 for them, right? That's amazing.
$5,000 for them, $2,000 for Transgender Law Center, $1,000 for Trevor Project most recently. Yeah, I don't know. It's mostly just through Twitch and the viewers being super duper generous.
So you'll be like, at this day, this time.
Usually I don't even announce. It's just in the background and the viewers are just amazing.
Aw.
You know? I just have to push a button to turn it on and they just hit donate. And I just say thanks when it happens.
Oh, wow. It's that easy.
Yeah.
That's
it's so
amazing.
easy.
Aw. Are you also on Cameo?
No, I've never done Cameo. I think I'm going to get into Streamily.
Streamily. Okay, for the autograph signing.
Yeah, but I've never done Cameo.
Cool. Yeah. So what's your favorite aspect of your career right now?
I mean, it's always voiceover is the number one thing that I want to do more of. And every time I finish a session, I'm just like, yes, that's the best. I want to do this every day, forever. So it's always that.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that it's not frequent enough.
Yeah, and is it more one particular avenue of VO, or you're like, give it any?
I want to do animation. I want to do performance capture. But in general, I just have a blast no matter what it is.
Yeah. Have you done any PCAP?
No.
yet?
I mean, I've done helmet camera, but that's it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. And what about, so no mocap?
No.
Uh-huh.
I've done classes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Who'd you study with?
Mind's Eye Tribe with TJ Storm. Love them. So fun. So.
Yeah, did you put together like a little reel and stuff?
No. Do people have, I mean, I guess people have performance capture reels, but do they have those without the jobs already?
My friend Ted Evans had some really good tape that he had from a PCAP, from a
Class?
mocap class he took.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was
Interesting.
looked really good.
Yeah, I guess the only performance capture reel I've seen was TJ Storm's. So obviously he uses all this footage of stuff he's done, like Godzilla and Darth Vader and Predator and awesome things.
That's so amazing. Yeah, how fun is that?
Yeah.
Are you good at memorizing lines?
I think so. That does stress me out. I booked a motion capture video game last year, but they were like, and it was a self-tape, and I booked it, and I was like, heck yeah, finally doing motion capture. And then they were like, so sorry, because of COVID restrictions, we're having the stunt actors do all of the mocap. So you're just doing the voice. Bummer.
Sorry.
But it's fine, because my friend is performing my character.
Oh, that's awesome. Your friend is a stunt person?
Yeah, Andy Norris.
Andy.
Yeah, I love her.
Amazing.
Yeah. So at least I'm like, connected.
Yeah. So you were also in the Final Fantasy remake.
Final Fantasy VII remake.
7 remake.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Fascinating, because I think at first there was no audition. So I think they were looking for someone to ADR a specific character for little bits because they didn't have access to the actor or something. And my agent just sent them my reel, not even like, I think because maybe my natural tone was similar enough.
Yeah.
And then I guess they didn't need it, or they went with someone else, but they were like, we'll use her for this character. And then just gave me Katie, who's just this sweet girl telling you that you're doing a good job killing monsters and stuff.
That game is so popular.
Yeah.
Did you find you got a lot of new fans from that game?
No, I don't think so. Because she's just in the background in one little bit. People weren't really like seeking out her actor.
Who is that? But it's cool to be part of that world.
Yeah, it's
Part
so
of
cool.
that world.
Yeah. I love chasing myself down in games.
Do you?
Like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like, we gotta play this game at least until I find myself. That's a fun thing to do on Twitch, and being like, where is she?
Where?
I know we're close.
Where is me? Where is me?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. So what's next for you in your career?
Hopefully mocap.
Mocap, yes.
Hopefully mocap and animation.
And some animation.
The hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a particular style of animation that you love?
I love something that is comedic and whimsical. Anything that's magic-y or spooky in any way, and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about producing your own show?
No. Yes and no. I don't have like huge ideas on that side. I've like toyed with the idea with a friend before who's a writer and director, but I don't know, we didn't get very far with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know where to begin.
Yeah. There's also a lot of interesting, YouTube is kind of revolutionizing animation as well.
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of animated shows on YouTube at all?
No, not these days, not
I'm
recently.
really excited for Has Been Hotel.
I've
love
watched
to get
one or
busy
two
on the show.
episodes of that, but not enough.
I can't wait.
That is incredible what they've done with that.
Yeah. But you've also voice acted in some YouTube animated shows.
Yeah, just some
Flash stuff.
random internet animated shorts and whatnot. They're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're just getting started. Those were, I think, some of my first jobs.
Yeah.
For sure. And then I guess more recently, like How It Should Have Ended and stuff, where they like take movies and animate like alternate endings that are sort of satirical. So I voiced like Harley Quinn and Dory from Finding Nemo and stuff in those, I think.
Oh, that's a perfect fit.
Yeah, those are fun.
Well, thank you so much for coming and chatting with
Oh my
us
God,
today.
my
It was so
pleasure.
fun. All the cameras are still rolling, so we're in good shape.
Thank you for the tea.
You're welcome.
The cute Alice. My very first acting thing, not job, but my first audition and first play that I did that I wasn't like forced into as like a child, was my freshman year of high school. I auditioned for Alice in Wonderland at the Aiken Community Playhouse, and I played like Flower Number 2.
Oh my gosh, this mug is actually based off your role.
Oh wow!
I had it made.
How did you know?
Your mom called me. I don't know. Well, we appreciate it, and it won't be 2 more years until the next time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.